Well, it's surely been an interesting week this week. Right now, I am completely and totally outraged. I'm outraged by the pardon of a sheriff in Arizona, whom I believe is a bad neo-Nazi and deserves to be put away and stopped. Over the years, he's done many things contemptuous of the court system, contemptuous of the law, and contemptuous of his oath of office. He's harassed Mexican Americans and Mexican citizens that he's encountered in the United States. He's engaged in racial profiling against the orders of a district court judge. He's treated prisoners cruelly and unusually by putting them in tents when the weather outside was 140 degrees and keeping them there as a detention center. There are many other things too that he's done. But our president has twisted that. Our president said he's going to jail for doing his job. Now, that is one of the most stupid and inflammatory statements I can think of. He wasn't doing his job when he violated his oath of office. He wasn't doing his job when he profiled people, which was banned essentially in the 60s. He wasn't following the law or honoring his oath of office when he tortured prisoners by putting them in hot tents without any air conditioning or any fresh air, as far as I know. He was acting like a sadistic Nazi concentration camp superintendent. Now, Mr. Trump wants to call some terrorists radical Islamic terrorists. Well, I call Joe Arpaio a radical fascist terrorist. The only difference I see is that the Israelis, that the Arabs are willing to give up their lives. People like arpaio will give up his own life, but is perfectly willing to take others. So it's encouraging now for other law enforcement officers to say, screw this, I don't want to follow the Constitution, it's in my way. It doesn't allow me to do his job, my job. Your job, pal, is to uphold the Constitution of the United States and of the states. If you don't like the job, then quit. If you have trouble following your oath of office, then quit. But quit the crybaby stuff along with it. For 5 decades, I've heard law enforcement officers at the local and state level bitch about the restrictions of the Constitution, or tying their hands, so to speak. They object when somebody makes bail, which is their constitutional right. They object because of the warrant constraints put upon them by the Constitution. And they object because they can't beat the shit out of suspects anymore. And there's a very clear case on that called Escobedo versus Illinois, which talks about that very subject. You can't beat confessions. You can't beat up prisoners. You can't put them in ovens. You can't put them in hot tents and expect to let that slide. Now, he was found guilty of contempt of court. That is probably, in my estimation, a lot more serious than somebody illegally entering the United States of America. Generally, the ones that enter illegally into the United States have ulterior motives. They want a better life, will want to provide for their families. Most of them aren't threats, but we shouldn't obsess over the few that are. Now, it's obvious that Trump doesn't like the judiciary. He complained about a judge overturning his first immigration order. He objected to a panel of judges who were interfering with and turning over his second. He's objected to judges here and there with their ruling that he doesn't agree to. No, it's not a good thing. It's not a good thing at all. So when he came out and exonerated a total Nazi fascist, it makes me concerned. More concerning is the fact that as many people cheered his action as did. Are we that much afraid in this country? We've been reduced to quivering, shivering guinea pigs, lemmings, etc. I sure hope not. So anyway, that's it for the day. Thank you for listening. Bye.